How you guys doing today? I'm NiiNiiFC, this is Bluelions TV, and welcome to the latest on our transfer ban. Big news came out earlier today. FIFA did reject our second appeal in regards to the transfer ban. Is it the end now? Are things looking bad after such a positive end to this season? Well, stay tuned to this video. I'm going to break down what's been happening. I'm going to give some perspective on the future of a potential transfer ban, what this means for us. I'm going to be talking about how CAS is going to work as well, and whether we're going to be able to have at least one window. So all those questions will be answered for today, and maybe if there's a little bit of time at the end, I might even answer a few questions on top of that as well. But it's great to see everyone. And just getting straight into things, starting with the article released by FIFA themselves today. But actually, let me start with the club statement. The club statement here. Let me interact with it quickly. As we can see, the club released a statement stating that it reads, Chelsea FC today have received the decision of the FIFA Appeal Committee. The club notes that the FIFA Appeal Committee has decided to partially uphold the appeal lodged by Chelsea FC against the decision of the FIFA Disciplinary Committee. However, the club is very disappointed that the transfer ban of 2 consecutive registration periods was not overturned. We categorically deny and refute the findings of the FIFA Appeal Committee. It acted in accordance with the relevant regulations and will appeal the decision to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. So there's that by the club. Obviously, FIFA upheld their decision earlier today, but it was quite interesting in that regards because, again, it was a partial uphold, and they actually allowed us to register and sign players under 16. That was a bit funny. That was a bit hypocritical in that sense, because they're the reason why we got this ban in the first place. It could imply some interesting things. Now that FIFA kind of softened their position, could it mean that if this case is taken to CAS, they're going to give us a favourable decision? Who knows? But it's looking slightly more likely that we're going to have at least one window before we do decide to do anything. This isn't the end. Taking it to CAS isn't the end at all, and there could be some positives and some negatives we have to expect as well. One thing with CAS is the fact that the appeal decision can take some time. Now, when I looked at Real Madrid, Barca and Atletico Madrid, 3 clubs that obviously had their own bans, the time in which they received the verdict was very, very different for each club. For Barcelona, it took them 2 months. For Real Madrid, it took them 3 months. And for Atletico Madrid, it took 9 months before they reached a verdict. Of course, the positive now that FIFA has given us a very quick verdict and rejected by rejecting our second appeal. This means that we can quickly take it to CAS, and hopefully we'll get this thing concluded before the start of the window. So things are looking a bit optimistic at this point in time. But even then, when it comes to this ban, it's unlikely that we're going to have the ban taken away. Let's be serious. We're going to have this ban regardless. The best we can hope for is a freeze. At least one window. And this one window is very important for us. We've just secured Champions League football. Very positive end to this season. The last thing we need now is to kill momentum. With this window, especially when there's so many high potential, high profile players available in the summer, it would be crazy to miss out on this. Absolutely crazy. And it's no surprise what the club are going to do their most to help with things. Oh, damn. Really appreciate it, Timmy. That's a very big super chat. Thank you. Let me see your question right now. Hey, Nini. End of the season gift. Keep giving us good content. Bro, I really appreciate that. I was not expecting any super chats today, but thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. But obviously, getting straight back into things. Yeah. We're most likely going to be getting this ban regardless of what happens. Getting the suspension, getting the freeze is the best thing we can expect. And maybe with CAS as well, they might give us a reduced fee. A reduced fine. Of course, when I looked at the verdicts for the 3 Spanish teams, all 3 of them had their fines reduced, and potentially, who knows, what if one of our windows is reduced and instead of getting a 2-window ban, we get a 1-window ban. There are some potential favourable outcomes from this, but I do want to be a bit hypothetical right now. With this transfer ban, there could be a blessing in disguise, and of course that is the loan army. Now, later on today, I'm going to be releasing the match preview. Don't worry, I'm going to be releasing it. Sarri had a very interesting press conference where he spoke about, obviously, 3 players which he finds pretty interesting from the loan army. Now, it's quite annoying that such an extreme like the transfer ban has to come around for the club to really wake up and start to realise, the talent and we've produced and the assets we already have at this club. And it's just human nature. It's how people work. Change doesn't happen until something extreme comes. But this season in particular with the loan army has been the most successful year. So many players on loan have won awards with their respective clubs, Player of the Month awards, league awards, etc, etc. They're really stepping up now. We're starting to slowly start to get rid of the waste. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a strong word, it's a bit harsh, but there's certain players that are just there for the sake of it. In the loan army, they're not really going to have any future with us. And really, ideally, I'd like to see us strip the loan army back a bit, reduce it so we can spend more time on individuals and spend more time finding the best clubs and outcomes for them. But at the same time, there is another positive with this transfer ban. And if you keep in mind that we're going to have one regardless, remember, as I keep saying, we want to freeze it for at least one window to conduct business. The beautiful thing is, Sarri spoke about 2-3 loan players potentially coming back. That means that a lot of popular guys like Mason Mount and Jay Silva, for example, might not feature. But if you think about it, is that really a bad thing? There's been certain players on loan this season that have really stepped up and shown a different level. And it's no surprise why Sarri would have taken note and why Sarri's very interested in bringing them back. Now, I'm sure we can guess and make an assumption of who these players are. I think one obvious one is probably going to be Reece James. I think the second one is going to be Ole Einar. And for me personally, the third one is going to be between Kurt Zouma or Tammy Abrahams. I wouldn't be surprised if 4 players came back even. But this isn't the end of the world for guys like Mason Mount and Jay Silva, because now they have the opportunity to be prepared for potentially coming back during the time when we do get our transfer ban. That's the beautiful thing. And in that sense, it becomes a case of having another transfer window in that sense. Hopefully, if guys like Mason Mount can go to a very big, not a very big club, but if they can go to a better league, playing in the Premier League, for example, maybe with Derby or maybe going abroad. Same thing with Jay Silva now. He's proven himself in League One and the Championship. Now he's ready for a big division. Ideally, I wouldn't mind seeing this guy go to RB Leipzig or somewhere in the Bundesliga. I think that he could really showcase his talents there. I think that he could really show what he's about when he goes there. I think for Mason Mount as well, I think if he has another loan spell, it's going to make him feel even more confident if he has another successful loan spell coming back where he'll be really ready to compete and take over. We have to be realistic. It's not as if football works where, you sell like 10 players and buy 10 to replace them. It never works like that. There's a possibility that what if Ross Barkley stays for next season? We've got Ruben, who's the first choice number 8 right now. Kante will probably get a backup for him. Jorginho, maybe Cover might stay on top of that. There's no real room for Mason Mount. But with some of these guys, I'll reassess for another season if Sarri doesn't like them, or maybe if we just aren't able to get rid of them during that short window. Guys like Mason Mount and Jay Silva, hopefully coming back with more experience, performing even better. They can really be strongly assessed again. And I think that we're in a very good position right now. And I think because we have so many top performing youngsters doing one in the loan army, it would be wise to keep most of these guys out on loan, in my personal opinion. Because when it comes to changing the dynamics of a squad, when it comes to changing player personnel, it's a long process. You can't do it immediately. Just think about it. Imagine if you got rid of 10 players, as I said earlier. What's that going to do for the squad personnel? What if that's some of the players' friends, etc, etc? It's not a very good working environment to be in if you're going to have that many drastic changes happening. But again, with this transfer ban, there's only more positives, in my personal opinion. I'm going to be releasing a video maybe later on tonight. I'm going to be talking about Liverpool. And the video is going to be titled, What We Can Learn from Liverpool. Now, yeah, they had an amazing performance yesterday. Hopefully you guys keep an open mind. There's 3 points that I want to make, and I thought Liverpool are the best club to use as a comparison. So definitely stay tuned for that later on. But enough of that plug. another reality we have to talk about is Eden Hazard. But before I get into that, let me go through the super chats. I want to say thank you to everyone that sent me super chats. Starting with you, Michael Moose. Thank you for that, man. Yes, Ashari, man. Thank you for the super chat. Reyes Reviews. Thanks for the great content. Bring back Van Ginkel. Me personally, I don't think Van Ginkel's ready. I mean, the guy hasn't played for how long now? He hasn't played this entire season. So how could he be ready to play, to really contribute for next season? He's not there just yet. Ideally, we sell him, but I don't think that's going to happen because he's been out for a year. I think he's probably going to get another loan spell, and we can reassess to see what happens, because probably from the next year after that, the transfer ban's going to be kicked in place, and then we'll have even more players in the loan army, and we can really pay attention to what they're doing, and maybe these guys could replace other senior players at the club during those periods. And this is where things are positive, in my personal opinion. Michael Moose, Reece is training with the first team today. Yes, I've seen the photos. Am I able to put the photos up? I'm not too sure. But yeah, Reece James is there. Obviously, it was like an academy day yesterday, like an academy barbecue. It's like some traditional thing they do every single time. And this is what I like about Reece James. This is what I really like about him. For me, I could easily see this guy becoming a captain. But what's even more exciting is that there's so many young leaders that we possess now. So many. There was an article that came out by Matt Law just a few days ago where the club are really looking at Ruben and really thinking, wow, this guy could really step up, reach another level. And he's starting to take on a lot more responsibilities with the squad as well. He could really show his leadership abilities, playing consistent first team football from next season. We've got Reece James. If Zuma comes back, we've got another leader as well. And, Tammy Abrahams, he's another guy that's, he plays with authority. He plays with character. He plays with that mentality. All the things that fans like. This is why I feel so optimistic for the future. This is why I'm not upset about a transfer ban, because we've possessed so much quality in this loan army for so long that they can really be viable options for us to really get that success for the future. We've got it for free. It costs us nothing. And it's good that this has really made the club, finally wake up. Finally wake up to assess what they have and to make the best decisions. As I said, I think my Liverpool video is going to be pretty interesting, so stay tuned for that. I'm undecided right now if I'm going to release the match preview before the game tonight or release it after. I'm undecided, but it's definitely going to be a very busy day on Blue Lions TV. I think I've gone through every point that I need to make right now. Yeah, I've gone through every single point I need to make right now. I want to say thank you to everyone for the super chats. It means a lot. This season, and you know what's crazy? This season has just flown by. This season has been so fast. Like, it just feels like yesterday that we announced Sarri and he came in, and this season's been a complete blur. And already it's about to end. We've got 2 more games left. Hopefully 3 more games left. I might be going to Baku. I'm not too sure just yet. I need to think if it's going to make sense for me to go there. But exciting times ahead, you guys. Very exciting times. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to keep it moving. Thank you for watching. I'm NiiNiiFC. This is Blue Lions TV. Signing out.